Welcome to the Today's Leader podcast, the podcast for the leaders and entrepreneurs of today.
Way to go, guys. Way to go. Keep it going. Good job, guys. All right, Paul, I see you. All right, Charlie. Finish on. Coach Carl.
Hey there, it's Coach Carl here, and welcome to Monday Mentoring on the Today's Leader podcast. Now, on episode 304, I had the pleasure to speak with award-winning leadership expert Stacey Ashley, and she shared her wisdom based on many years of experience. Now, if you haven't tuned into that episode, please do so, because it had some real gold leadership nuggets right throughout. Now, this week's mentoring point comes from that very episode. Now, Stacey shared the challenges that many businesses face in building internal mentoring programs. And often her observations indicates that this comes about purely because of a lack of understanding of what is involved. And often because many leaders actually don't have a good practice of mentoring that they've experienced, it's very difficult or very challenging for them to provide mentoring back. They haven't got that picture in their head. They don't know what it looks like. Now, she shared and she talked about the following three areas where a mentor needs to be successful. So this is critical stuff for leadership today, especially today, but ongoing. These three areas are really critical. And that's why I've chosen to have a look at them as part of our Monday mentoring series. Now, firstly, mentoring requires mentoring. Okay, Captain Obvious, you can call me. But this is the ability to impart your wisdom obtained from experience and growth as a leader. So it's that opportunity for a leader to be able to share their insights, to share their experiences, and to be able to impart that onto others. It's really important. And storytelling is really effective in this respect. And it's really one of the most telling and compelling ways to share your insights as a leader. People respond to stories. And as a mentor, giving your mentee the benefit of your experience is incredibly important. They can learn from your successes. They can learn from your failures. They can learn from your experience, and they can definitely take away really valid points from your insights. It's an important part of being a mentor. Now, secondly, they need to role model. So this is about providing the example of how a leader operates and behaves within your organization. It gives others a visual of how a great leader operates within your organization. So what does leadership look like, and what should it look like? So when people describe leadership in your business, within your organization, what is the picture that they draw? And does that picture resemble you? So that concept of modeling as a leader is really, really important, because you want to give your mentees something to aim for, something to see. What does good look like as a leader? And what they see in you should be the answer to that question. And finally, the coaching scenario is increasingly becoming more relevant for every leader. The ability to question and take the journey of bringing self-discovery into your team and your individual leaders within your team. So asking questions, being curious, bringing the best ideas out of your team, and then supporting the accountability of delivery are all key areas for a coach. And as a leader, you have the requirement to bring out the best in your team. And developing your coaching abilities will certainly help in this respect. Really succinctly, when I reflect back on my career, there were many times that I yearned for mentoring, being taken under the wing and supported in my growth as a leader. Now, often it was left for me to learn and grow. And, I have to admit that was also my fault. And often it was because that was the way that I chose. But it shouldn't be like that. I chose to develop my own skills and progress along my own path. And, without that being necessarily right or wrong, and there needs to be a combination. But I can also tell you it was rarely rosy. It was rarely rosy. I made many mistakes as I practiced new ideas and new concepts and new theories of leadership. And because of that lack of mentorship, the mistakes along the way left me exposed, and often was the case that I was just not supported. So the mentors that I did have, I hold dearly, and I still do. But it also needs to be said that I rejected many potential mentors along the way, often because of lack of awareness on my part, and maybe many times because I just wasn't ready. So mentoring goes both ways. We know that. But one thing I know as a leader, it's really, really important to develop and help others grow. So one thing that I know is that my mentorship of others helped them grow and develop into better leaders. There were many progressions that leaders had who had been supported by me, and that's something that I'm obviously very proud of, the promotions, the advancement of those particular leaders. But the question is always asked internally within myself, could there have been more? So as a leader, accept your role as a leader. Accept your role as a mentor and reflect back on those three key areas. The areas of mentoring to bring your insights and experience into the relationship. The aspect of modeling, so being the picture of what a leader is in your organization. And coaching, bringing out the best in others by exploration. That's your role. That's your key areas for this week. Reflect on it during the week. Take on the challenge and give yourself a bit of a self-reflection analysis of where you currently sit in mentoring your own people. Have yourself a fantastic week. I'll see you next time. Bye.